Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're really excited that you're here with us at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual. And Lauren has graciously invited the Joyful Sound to come and accompany her for music this morning. And this is a chant. This first song is a chant, and so we'll be repeating the same slide several times. So join us, won't you?
Modulate up your
Oh, yeah.
ear and very simple.
Go ahead and give us the first slide.
Say, go up a half step, say, go up a half step.
We got this. Don't
Kind of
worry.
build it up, enjoy.
Build it up.
And the birds should be coming up any second. One eagle living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one, and
You screwed up the Y last week.
They
slide.
are gonna get it.
Just saying.
Technology sometimes.
We're getting closer. And one more. There it is. Okay.
That's all the lyrics, so, you got it.
Here we go. How many of you know this song? Oh, my goodness. Well, it has a familiar feel about it, so we'll know it by the end of today.
He used to do it before I started singing here, so that's how long ago.
Yes, okay. It's also in 3/4 time because that's the Christmas tempo, 3/4 time, you know?
We Hey, hey. Good morning. Everybody get excited early on. Well, welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And happy Thanksgiving belated. Did you guys have enough whatever you had? Did you have enough family? Well, we got more. We got more family. I know you have a lot of places you can be on Sunday morning this time, but you found yourself here. This is the place to be. Sit back, relax. We have a wonderful service planned for you this morning. And we're going to do what we do every Sunday, and that's read our vision mission statements up on the screen that says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Again, I want to thank you individually and collectively for showing up this morning. Today is off the charts. It's just going to be so good. Music is coming out of our ears. Going into our ears. Oh, we got so much that it's overflowing out of us. And is it joyful sound or joyful noise?
Joyful sound. We start with noise, we work it up until
Sound, okay. All right, just checking. So we're gonna, I've got some announcements this morning. So, I want to thank everybody for understanding about our dog situation, that we need the dogs to be with their owners on a leash, service animals, and we're grateful for that, and thank you. We had, a couple weeks ago, we had a little dog park in here with 8 dogs running crazy. It was a little too much, so thank you for understanding that. Our giving tree has disappeared and become a cornucopia of toys. And we fulfilled every single request, okay? There was one card left yesterday and I snagged it and got myself that big old cat dump truck for 3-year-old Eric. So, you remember back when you got that thing that you wanted, like, got it. So I want to thank everybody for giving, and we as a center gave 2 months of our normal giving to that, so that we padded our, although usually who didn't get a card, you gave anyway, if you know it or not. So we want to just thank the community at large for giving to our foster children. Foundations class, here it is. Foundations of Science of Mind. Would you like to enhance your spiritual connection to a higher power? Are you ready to discover your emerging direction and purpose and how to make it happen? Join Reverend Stephen Van Meter for a 10-week self-discovery trip of revelation within an experiential format of lecture, discussion, sharing, and process. Learn the 9 spiritual principles and practices that will change your life for the better. Huzzah! Sign up now for this adventure with other like-minded individuals in a safe, supportive environment. You can learn to make your dreams a reality. Wow. Who doesn't want to sign up for them? Cost is $45. It's usually $245, but we've waived the $200 fee. And you do need to have a Science of Mind textbook. It starts Friday, January 5th. From 1 to 4 p.m. There'll be 10 classes with 1 Saturday workshop, and the sign-up sheet is in the back, so please get your name on the sign-up sheet. Holiday decorating. This Thursday, November 30th at 11 a.m. Come and let your creative talent shine, and join us as we transform our home into the holiday cheer. And any questions, you can contact Paula Peterson. We would love to see you here. We have lots of stuff that we do in the sanctuary, so tree in the back and ornaments and lights, the whole thing. So come help us. Community Forum, Sunday, December 3rd at noon. The board will be available to answer questions and introduce our new members. So if you have questions about the center or suggestions, we also have a suggestion box in the back if you'd like to be anonymous and just fill out I want to see a better talk from Reverend Steve or whatever it is. No. Sometimes I get that, hey. But go ahead and fill it out and put it in there. If you want, put your name on it. If you don't, that's okay too. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So come join us for our community forum where we can do questions and answers. Our holiday party, yay! December 15th, Friday at 5 p.m. You're invited to our holiday party. We will provide the ham and turkey, and you will bring your favorite vegetarian side dish or whatever side dish you like, but we're knowing that some of our wonderful vegetarian friends will bring those things. And we will have an optional gift exchange of $20. Bring a wrapped $20 or about $20 gift. And this isn't a white elephant. Don't bring something you want to get rid of. Bring something that you would want in your home so that you don't get stuck with something somebody didn't want in theirs. And the sign-up sheet is on the back counter. Love donations will be accepted. Just write on your check, holiday party, and we'll put it into that fund. If you have any questions, please contact Paula Peterson or Bucky. They have more details on that. As usual, our metaphysical book study is from 9 to 9:45 over in the LEC building, and we're studying the Science of Mind textbook. I think we're on page like 55 or something like that. Yeah, so it should take us a couple more days to get through that. And we have a meditation group every Sunday before service for a 15-minute meditation provided by the practitioners from 9:50 to 10:05. It's over in the LAC. Also, please arrive early as not to disturb the other meditators during that time. If you see the sign on the door, you can come over here and sit in the daisy room by yourself and have a meditative experience. But we're trying to not disturb those meditators who have gotten there early and honor their time. And that is my announcements for today. Let's please stand as Lauren leads us as we sing We Are One.
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one.
I love that sound. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hi. My name is Trasia Wiley. I am a practitioner here at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, and it's my honor to bring to you the podium messages for this morning. So let's see what we have here. All right. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. Let's say today's gratitude together, shall we? As soon as it rises.
In great gratitude, I give thanks for the divine expression of my individualized spirit. and so it is.
Yes, indeed. So what is a practitioner and what do we do? On the back of your seats, there's a gold sheet, and it kind of gives you some information about us and also how to contact us. We're here to pray with and for you. And let's see, remember you can always fill out a yellow prayer request. We look at these and pray for you all week, and you can put in another one the following week if the situation continues, or you can put in a demonstration on the blue sheet and tell us the great outcome that you've experienced. We'd love to hear both your need and your great successes. Let's see, I guess we do that after. We changed order. Practitioners, if you're available here today after service for a prayer, please raise your hand. Yeah, there's a few of us here, and you'll notice that back in that back seat there is Janet, and she is our table practitioner today, and she is holding the high watch, knowing all good is coming to us in this service, and we appreciate her prayers. The flowers, which are a holdover from last week, was that you? Yeah, that was you. Thank you. Those are beautiful. Let's see, it's Lori. Thank you. They look so good. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then, hey, if you're here for the very first time, we're so glad that you're here. If you'd please raise your hand. Reverend Steve is going to come around and share some packets with more information about us. And for sure, hang out after the service, because we love to do food and coffee and stuff, and we'd love to get to know you a little better and let you get to know us. All right, if you have a cell phone or things that make noise, please bring them to silence now. Thank you. So let's read the prayer together. Like a watercolor painting, all aspects of my life cannot be separated. All experiences are blended beautifully into the masterpiece of my mind divinity. And so it is. Yes. Yeah, I think it's time to sing I Am Loved. Lauren, would you please? Rainn Wilson, who you might remember, he was on The Office. What was his name? Dwight. He was Dwight on The Office. Who knew that he would actually come out and write a book, such a fascinating book on spiritual growth? So Rainn Wilson, in his book Soul Boom, writes, "My daily challenge is to find what is holy in our lives. What if it's all sacred?" And later he writes, "What if sacredness, rather than being relegated to a place or a thing, was a condition of holding divine light, an internal condition of communion, as when a flower turns to the sun or an owl toward the moon? Can the sacred live in the sharp intake of breath caused by the beauty of a sunset, in the ripple of the words, 'I love you,' in the recognition of the blessed, radiant nature of each and every human being sanctified in grace?" Again, that's Rainn Wilson. We use words to describe our internal experiences. And as Reverend Steve pointed out earlier this month, according to the dictionary, sacred means something sanctified, set apart, or dedicated to a particular use or user. But the truth is, we know it when we feel it. Yeah. Sacredness is something we experience within us. Our bodies are the sacred vessel of our experiences here on this plane. They are dedicated to our use alone. Now, within them, we also experience the mundane, the profane, and the oh my revelation that everything is connected. All is integral to the wholeness of our existence. We couldn't be who we are without all of these aspects of our lives. And as we expand our awareness, we seek to refine and clarify that internal awareness of divine source. And in this, we can actively participate in the cultivation of the sacred within ourselves. When we witness the contrasts of challenge, we can choose to focus on the light. Pause. Pause to appreciate the moment, whatever it's bringing. Invite divine loving presence to reveal the holiness and wholeness of our essence, the light that shines from within us. So let's take that moment now and pray. Would you mind bringing the lights down just a little? Thank you. Take a nice breath. Knowing that love is always everywhere present, we invite and receive with joy the revelation of sacred love within us. We open ourselves to the flow of this love as peace within, as gratitude, as abundant generosity of spirit, as recognition of our wholeness. Here we stand on holy ground. We are united and woven together, a community of love. We embrace the totality of oneness, expanding our consciousness now to include all that is, allowing this love and gratitude to flow through our lives, reverberating through our families, our communities, this center, and all that pertains to us. We bless this service and all who participate in the rich gifts of this time together. With great gratitude and joyful anticipation, we release this prayer and this service into the living, loving law of mind that is always yes. And we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Let's pause now for quiet meditation. I'll call us back for the rest of the service in about a minute. Let's take another breath together. Let's bring our focus to this room and the fullness of love that resides here. Lauren has invited me to sing along with her for special music today, and then we anticipate a wonderful and insightful message from Reverend Steve.
You think I'm an ignorant savage, and you've been so many places I
Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth.
Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other. In a circle, in a hoop that it never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does a sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper skin, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain top. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you own is earth and you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Wow. Happy Thanksgiving, huh? Let's hear it again for.
Remembering that first Thanksgiving.
Right, and that's what it's all about. You can take me down just a little bit there. I'm a little hot today. Well, here we are at the end of November, and you know, the old lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! That's where this was originated from. If you haven't gotten that this month, that's where it came from, was the Wizard of Oz. So today is my oh my talk. So whenever you hear me say oh my, you get to say oh my, if you'd like to. You know, every aspect of life is a sacred expression of spirit. It can be no other way. The mundane was what we talked about the first week. The sacred was the second week. The profane was Deborah's talk last week. And this week is the oh my talk. Oh my, oh my, here we go. When we look more deeply into the ideas of the mundane, the sacred, and the profane, we find that there is no difference in separating them. In the sacred, it's easy to find the divinity, isn't it? But in the profane, but if you can dig deeper into the profaneness, that this is the best that this energy could do. You can bring me down just a little more. This is the best the energy could do because it's expressing as the only way it can. And sometimes it comes out as a explosion of energy. You know, you ever been cursing the avocados in the market or seen someone do that? No ripe avocados. That's because they haven't dealt with maybe some other things in their life and they're taking them out on the We've all done this where we've maybe had a bad meeting with someone and then we went into a lunch with somebody else and transferred that energy into, and then we were like, oh man, I kind of unloaded. We've all done it. We've all done it. But it's only ours when we don't share it and go, you know, we have to make some amends. Sorry, I kind of may have stepped on your toes. In a watercolor painting, water is added to the different colors so that they can mix and blend. What stirs your consciousness? What mixes you up? And can you be okay with it? The next time something profane comes out of your mouth, can you say, God bless it? Just takes a second to change your energy. What are you putting your passion into? What floats your boat? What gets you up in the morning or puts you to bed at night? When the water of our consciousness is mixed with all the various colors and aspects of life, we realize that everything is a divine expression of an individualized spirit. You have come here to this plane of existence as who and what you are, individualized with your unique set of talents and quirks. You know, a diamond is beautiful because of its facets, because of its imperfections, because of the way the light catches it. How are you catching the light? So everything is a divine expression of that one individualized spirit. So how are you individualizing it? Do you know that you're the best thing since sliced bread? If you don't, that's their problem. They'll get over it. Everything is this divine in expression. The good, the bad, the better, and the best, and everything in between. I think we find ourselves somewhere in between. Oh my.
Oh my.
So it's all filtered through our perception. Your belief, be in life. How do you believe? We were talking about this morning. Are you the type of person that, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. You know, show me the money. Show me the money first. And then, you know, or I'll see it when I believe it. Your belief comes first. You don't build a house without a blueprint. You don't just like throw some stuff together. Oh yeah, let's build it over there on some sand and see what happens. No, you pick a spot specifically for your dreams and you lay a foundation of consciousness, of belief and love and harmony. And then you get the best product you can. You don't just back your truck up over to Home Depot and go, just throw in whatever's left over from everybody else in the cream. I'll make something out of it. No, you want the finest materials. You want the finest consciousness in your dream, don't you? Are we part of the solution or part of the challenge? I always ask this. And you know, I find myself being part of the challenge. I just like, oops, whoopsie. There I am in the midst. of trying to figure out somebody else's life. In our Declaration of Principles, Ernest Holmes says, we believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. Yep, even them. You know those people. You know those people. Well, those people are us, as we were before we became enlightened. And they're here just to show us that there's another way. And we're here to show them that there's another way. We're here to invite everyone up in consciousness. You know, Holmes never differentiated between the various parts of our own lives or said that only the sacred is the individualization of spirit. He said everything was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh my. Rather, Holmes specified that the allness of every person is sacred. Now that is an oh my. That means even those parts in yourself that you have hidden under a bushel, that means that your sacred, your mundane, and your profane must be God in form. It can be no other way. If it's all cherry pie, and you take a slice out of the cherry pie, what is the slice?
Cherry pie.
And what is the pie?
Cherry pie.
I'm missing a slice. Mr. Pie. It's a pretty good pie if you're into cherry pie. Or let's call it pumpkin pie today. This pumpkin pie with a little bit of Cool Whip or whatever your thing is.
Sour cream.
Sour cream, yeah. Hey, I'm gonna try that. So there is a place for every color of the rainbow palette, isn't there? Just like there is a place for every aspect of life as God, or God in your life. Oh my. You're to the point where you're going, oh my. Sometimes it can be challenging to embody the ideas of oneness in our life every day. Can it? You ever catch yourself when you're not in that perfection, but you remember the perfection, and then you go, I remember Reverend Steve talked about this moment. Just slide over. Just laugh at yourself if you can. We like to categorize our lives into parts and pieces, with everything fitting just right neatly into our little boxes of perfection. And when they don't, if you're a perfectionist like me, you get angry at yourself. I should be over this by now. How long does it take to grieve? As long as it takes. As long as it takes. You know, I had a therapist say, well, if you've been in a relationship for this long, it will take you this long to grieve. And then I started doing the math on all my griefs, and I'm like, wow, I have some work to do. Because some I've gotten over quicker, and some stick with me still. Why is that? Why is it certain experiences stick with you? Because there's something to be known. This is just the way that life works. You know, we spend more time trying to figure out why it works the way it does than actually figuring it out. So let's just let it go. Can you let that stuff go? Oh my. I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to have to take that to prayer. I'm going to have to think about this a little bit. Maybe you want to go have a little cry about something. That's healthy. It's normal. That's natural. That's letting things go. Let it go, man. Don't let that stuff eat you up inside. Arthritis has been called bottled hurt. You know, no, we bottle it, put it away somewhere in the back regions of our mind. I'll deal with this later. If there is only one thing going on, as Dr. Holmes says, then every part of our lives must be the divine in action. This includes the parts of ourself that we don't like so much. Even those parts? Yes. The parts that we buried, the things that we're ashamed of, life's past mistakes, or life's past lives, if you believe in that sort of thing. All life's hurts and life's traumas. It even includes those aspects of our personalities, minds, and things about our body. Personal things about ourselves that maybe no one knows. Can you be honest with yourself about them? You don't have to tell anybody else. Well, you don't have to lie to yourself anymore either. It's okay to tell the truth to yourself. It's going to take as long as it takes, and that's okay. Oh my. You guys got quieter on that one. Oh my. Yep. It's all sacred. Even that too. Knowing that God is all that there is means accepting every aspect and part of ourselves as the sacred being that we are. This doesn't mean that we have to have some ritual or something about it. It just means we are saying, you know what? I'm okay with that part of myself. You know what? That's part of who I am. I don't like that particular color. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It just means I don't like that particular color or that flavor. It doesn't mean that you're bad or wrong. It just means that you have preferences, and that's okay. You have preferences. And in this teaching, we're learning to understand that we don't get to pick or choose or categorize that this one thing is sacred and that one thing is not. It doesn't work that way. You know, on our teaching symbol, the circle is everything. You know, it's not jagged, cut around those parts that we don't want to deal with. It's all sacred. It's all wholeness. And the two lines create the triune nature, the threefold nature of the divine: mind, body, spirit, Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or Goddess, if that's your preference. But there's three different aspects. And the left side of the V is the idea coming through, like the seed you plant of idea, coming through the soil and becoming a plant or something in the manifest universe. And then everything recycles itself and goes back through. And see, that little hook means that it keeps going back and around and around. See, the circle is really big and it just keeps on doing things constantly. That's what our thoughts are. That's what recycling is all about. Nothing goes away, it just changes form. It's time to release our judgment. Oh my.
Oh my.
Sometimes we judge others and ourselves harshly, don't we? It comes up like we see something, we're like, ugh. And before you were in this teaching, it was just part of your day. But now it's like, oh, this is a reminder to look at it sacredly. How can I look at that person that's laying in a doorway as sacred? But that's being part of their healing, is knowing that they are God too. Absolutely. They're doing the best they know how with what they got. Got an extra blanket, maybe you want to go throw it on somebody. It's been cold. But you know, if people don't want to change, we can invite them into our home and give them everything, and they would still want to sleep in a doorway somewhere because that's where they're at. We can't judge that. That's just where they're at. We just have to know that God is there too. And when you hear an ambulance or something, don't go, oh no, something bad happened. Go, there's somebody rushing to someone's aid. This is good. This is good. Someone's getting the help that they need. Right? We need to change our perspective. Rather than seeing as everything and everyone as the God beings that they aren't, Can we see it as God itself? You know, judgment is a mirror. Oh my. Shining a light on the parts of ourselves that we haven't accepted or understood yet. It's just easier to repress old beliefs, isn't it? Old hurts and old thoughts. I'll deal with that later. Or other aspects of ourselves. And to judge others than it is to look for those parts of ourselves that we can't accept. Sometimes I want to throw the textbook across the room. I have. Only to pick it up and find more truth. These things cannot be truly released until we bring them out into the light of consciousness, of truth, and of knowing. Drag them out of the closet, those skeletons, and they dissolve in the light of truth, back into the nothingness from which they came. Only if we get the lesson, the information that they're there to give us. And what happens when you get the information? The messenger disappears because the message has been received. But if you don't receive it, it gets bigger. Same song, different verse, a little bit louder and a little bit worse. And this thing comes around again in your life and you go, I thought I healed this. I've been through this before. Well, apparently there's more to be known. Oh my. Once we own and accept those parts of ourselves that we have historically felt were unlovable, we find that the need to judge other gently falls away. Because we get it. Because we've healed it within ourselves. It's like, I know where you're at. I've been there. Praise God. Know that something powerful is happening for you. And maybe somebody may even ask your advice is, hey, you went through this before, how'd you deal with it? Maybe that's, as my father always said when I'd come to him with my challenges, he'd say, maybe you're learning it so you can teach somebody else how to get through it. Dad, oh, you always get it. So I looked at it differently. How would I heal this in my life if I was going to be helping someone else through theirs? What would I want someone to say to me in this situation? Learning to see God in all things. Can we do that? Can we try to do that? Especially those things, those things that you go, that's not God, or they're not God. In the world today, it can be challenging to stay present, to stay in the here and now. Distractions come in so many different forms, from social media, games, constant technology at our fingertips, and ever-growing to-do list. Becoming present often brings to our awareness all of the pain and suffering in the world, the wars, the conflicts, the violence, the neglect, poverty, disease, climate change, Oh my. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. We are pulled in a million different directions all at the same time, and it seems like nothing we do makes a real difference on a global scale. But maybe it is. Maybe the little bits of healing we're doing in our own experience is elevating the whole consciousness of the energy of this plane of existence. If we were going to burn ourselves out, we wouldn't have gotten this far. If it was all negativity, we wouldn't be here. We'd have been fiery balls spinning towards the sun a long time ago. But there's something here to know. And in these moments, we are called to remember our oneness. We're the light workers. We are the solution. We may not be able to see the perfection that always exists, but we can trust that it is there. That's all that you have to know. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to know that it exists. Just go, you know what? This too is good. This too is God. And I demand to see the blessing in this right here and right now. Go ahead, stomp your foot. Stomp your foot at God. I demand to see the, now be careful. When you stomp your foot, when you stomp your foot at someone, you may get a reaction. You may just be aware of what you're doing. But you want to do that, right? You're not here to, I love that commercial. You're not here to joke around. You're not here to joke around. You're not joking around is a fun thing to do. But the infinite doesn't have that type of sense of humor. The infinite is humor itself. But when you say you want something to happen and you stomp your foot, back up, because I don't know how big this thing's going to get. So in those moments when we're called to our oneness, we may not be able to see the perfection that exists everywhere, but we can trust that it's there. And then we are able to show up in the world in a different conscious way. What is yours to do? And it's not some big, I'm going to heal hunger for the world. That may be it, but let's bite off what we can do. Maybe just buying a toy for the foster kids. Maybe that's a big stretch for you. And that's okay. You know, there's more of these little foster kid cards at all the stores. Go take another one. Have some fun with it. What is yours to do? Oh my. So in conclusion, seeing the perfection that exists at the level of spirit does not allow us to turn away anymore, but rather calls us to deepen into action, fully living the sacred, the mundane, and the profane parts of ourselves in each and every day. See it differently. Be the healing in that situation. If all you can do is know that healing is happening, you don't have to do anything. Maybe just changing your consciousness is doing it. It's up to us to find and express all these aspects of the divine and balance in our lives. Oh my.
Oh my.
Can we see the beauty of the sacred in the profane, the shock of the profane in the mundane, the routine of the mundane in the sacred? When we open up our watercolor palette to paint the masterpiece of our lives, that is our lives, we step fully into conscious awareness to see the gift that each color, each one of us brings, and watch as the colors turn into the masterpiece called life itself. Oh my.
Oh my.
And so it is. So it's time for us to follow our teaching and do our little prayer. So I want to bring the lights down a little. Let's just remember who we are here. So I invite you to bring the forefront of your consciousness what you choose to believe created you. There is an energy somewhere creating everything that is. It is beating our heart, breathing our body, and digesting our food. It is that healing energy that moves through your body to make sure that you are healthy and that you are consciously provided for. I may not know what you're working with right now, but I know that the divine does. And that God, Goddess, sacred energy is flowing, manifesting, energizing each one of us as we are on track with the reason we came to this plane of existence. happening right here and right now in your situation. Something new is being revealed to you. And as you begin to understand that new perspective, healing is happening. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right here and right now. Let's give great thanks for that peace and that power and that love and that wholeness. How good it is to know that Thanksgiving is happening in all of our lives. So we accept that gratitude, placing these words directly into the living, loving law of mind. We release this prayer, letting go of what may have previously held us back, so that we may move freely into this moment, fully orbed and resplendent, as we affirm it together by saying, so it is. Now it's time for our prosperity sharing affirmation. So I invite you to take your gift and put it on your heart, or just your hand on your heart, if that's what you're giving today. Let's affirm this together. I know I am rich and prosperous and share my abundance freely. So it is.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So it's been said, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday
for our offering for this meeting. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this world. They bless the giver and the receiver, allowing this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available to those who are choosing to remember who they are, and even for those who may not know it yet. And for that, this center is a blessing to this community, and we take full advantage of that by thriving in our personal and collective lives. So it is. Thank you. And we're going to invite our singers up for our last song.
Oh, yay.
And if you would like to stand so we can sing together, it is, go ahead and go to the next, see if the slide is up there. There we go.
We're gonna go through this a couple times. You're gonna know this song after today.
Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind,
In my body.
in my body,
And in the body of my affairs.
in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it,
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
and I know it,
Just the way that it is.
just the way that it is,
And just the way that it is not.
just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have an awesome week. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Blessings, everyone.